These are peanuts that I grew in my garden. I've been growing peanuts for a couple of years. It's really fun. And peanuts as seeds through different companies have really taken off. And Valencia tends to be the variety that is sold the most. So these are peanuts that I just harvested a little earlier this season. They are from the Valencia strain. And what I've been doing, like many gardeners, is saving a couple of my peanuts and then planting them year after year to continue my harvest. But last year, I noticed that Annapolis Seeds, which is one of my favorite seed companies, if not my favorite, has started to sell their own variety of peanuts because they're doing the same thing. They're saving seeds, and they're specifically saving peanuts. Peanut seeds are peanuts from the plants that produced the earliest in their region. So in theory, if you save those seeds, they're more likely to give you plants that produce earlier, larger harvests of peanuts. So I did a little experiment. I planted some of my saved peanuts where I wasn't paying that much attention to which peanuts I was saving, and they're Annapolis variety. And now we're gonna see how they mapped out. I've got 2 plants of each. Let's go have a look at them in the garden. Pardon my very overgrown garden, as it always gets to be in late September. I have 2 bowls, one for each. We'll do blue for ones I've saved and green for the Annapolis Select. This is one of my pepper plants, which I love to grow next to my peanuts. And then nestled all around are some of, here we go, here and here, these are my lovely saved peanuts. Now this bed with all my nasturtiums and my lovely zinnias, this has my first of the Annapolis variety, which maybe seems a little unfair, but if you look, it's way down in the middle. There you go. There's some leaves of it there. And this one also buried under my tomato, which as you can see from the cage, big sturdy cage, but flopped over. I tried to stand it up a couple times, but anyway, it's on top of, here is the second of my Annapolis variety of peanuts. Okay, so there's different ways to do this. You always risk, if you just pull them out, that you're going to leave some behind in the soil. I tend to like to do that because it disturbs the soil a little bit less, and then see if I can put my fingers down where the roots were and see if there are any little tubers left behind. So I've got couple really nice ones. Blue was ours. There we go. Okay, try this one. Same thing. So I've got a couple on this one too, and a couple of babies that maybe in a longer season would have grown into more peanuts. Saved number 1. Let's go over to save number 2. So this one doesn't look nearly as big as the others of the save did, but let's see what's happening underground. Just like a carrot, you can't really tell from the greens all the time. Now this one, there we go. Oh, good. That one came up pretty easily. That one has 3 peanuts in it. You can see them, 1, 2, 3. This one. And these little babies, they don't really count because they don't have properly formed peanuts in them. So I'm just going to leave them there. And see, I don't think I left anything behind underground this time. So here, a handful of peanuts from 2 saved plants. I think I planted 2 plants in each place. Somehow there were 3 over there. I know it was the same in the spring. Who can remember what happened 3 months ago other than it was the same for both? But there we go. So here is my peanut. You know, it actually did have a lot of growth. I'd forgotten it was even under here, except when I looked at my notes, I could see it. Okay, so here's all my peanut growth here. Pretty darn good. Let's see what happened underneath the soil. Lift up and see what we get. Maybe a little bit at a time here. Pretty good. A couple little babies, again, they aren't going to do anything. That one's a little borderline. Okay, there's one plant. This one, I'm not even quite sure how to get at it, but you know, oh, chaos gardening and, you know, taking on maybe a little bit more. And I can choose sometimes, that's all right. So this one is a bit bigger of a handful of peanuts here. Let's put the two together. So from the same start of plants, the Annapolis definitely grew more than my saved peanuts. And the other thing is that the Annapolis kind of had the unfortunate bedmates of my large tomatoes and nasturtiums. Not that my saved peanuts didn't also get overgrown, but there ended up being more plants surviving of my saved variety, and I think they had more sunlight, and they still didn't produce as many peanuts, or I think as much green leafy growth either, as the Annapolis. So, well done, Annapolis. Thanks for finding a new variety of peanut for me. However your garden grows, keep growing as a gardener.